Hi, guys. How are you? Welcome to Balanced Consciousness. Jess here. I hope you're well. This is a new Palo Santo stick. It's a lot of smoke. How you doing? It's a big week, guys. It's been big times, but it's a big week. If you're back, welcome back. I'm so glad that you found previous healing supportive, and if you're new, welcome. The way my weeklies work is I pull 3 tarot cards. It sets the tone for the healing, and then I give about a 10-minute or so Reiki healing, and intuitive messages come up in the process. If you're new to Reiki, it's a harmonious energy healing modality that will never deplete, will never cause harm. It has nothing to do with my energy at all. I'm just a channel and a conduit, but it does have to do with your willingness to collaborate with the energy. Most of that healing happens in your subconscious, that 95% of us that we're completely unaware of. So there's trust and faith to be had in that. But that doesn't mean that you won't have conscious sensations, tinglies, epiphanies, emotional releases, messages coming to you. What you need is what you're most likely going to get. So with that said, is there anything else? Yeah, it's so powerful that it can be done from a distance, which is why we're together here today. Feel free to come back to these pre-recorded videos and experience it again if you feel the call. Especially if you do feel the call, it probably means there's a new level to the healing that you're ready to unlock, ready to receive. Maybe a message you didn't receive the first time. So know that even though this is for the November 18th to the 24th, when you find this is when you're meant to find it. Okay. All right. Is my whole intro done, guys? Is my spiel done? I felt like I couldn't even start shuffling the cards while I was doing my intro, which is what I normally do because the energies have been so massive, you guys, and it's really exciting. I personally don't feel like, oh, intense, down for the count. At the same time, there are a lot of like disruptive energies, but the disruption is in the form of, are you ready to heal this or not? You know what I mean? Um, I believe that the rest of the year in the 3D on the world stage, whatever, we're going to have some turbulence. We're going to have some aggression. We're going to have some volatility. And I do also believe that all of us have our individual choice, power, privilege, right to observe or to take part in that aggression. Yeah. Um, for those of you who've been watching my new content lately, I've been talking a lot lately about the balance of the divine feminine and sacred masculine, or if it helps you so that it doesn't make you think of gender, you can just think of the traditional Chinese terms of yin and yang. And there is a massive, massive healing that is commencing right now, specifically in the distorted masculine energy within the entire collective. But I do believe that a huge part of it is within women and women helping ourselves to heal our masculine. And it's really beautiful, you guys. It's really beautiful. It's if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go and watch those recent videos I've been putting out about it. It's massive, and again, it's not about gender. Each gender has each of these energies within us. And the more that we balance these energies within, the more that we can be balanced as we approach others, right? So, just before I move on, because there's a lot to say, just to kind of reiterate the distorted masculine is where we can come off as, and this is for everyone, by the way. So, let me speak to the collective. Distorted masculine is when we can come off as reactive or aggressive or not in touch with let me say it this way, not a slave to our emotions, right? We're very much in tune with them, but we are not becoming a slave to them. That's maybe a symptom, a sign of a distorted masculine or yang energy. It's forcing solutions. It's chasing things. It's yeah, force. They keep going, force, force, force. Yeah, we know it's force, right? Um, so, what I feel right now, we're just real fresh coming off of this Taurus full moon. I'm filming this the day after, in fact. And what I felt specifically was just this massive shift into this healing. And it's really, really beautiful. It's going to help us, it is long game stuff, guys, but it's going to help us to move more into unity consciousness, into leading more with love. Some of us, that healing is manifesting as like, I'm just too exhausted to be angry, or I'm just too exhausted now to be reactive. Great. Like that's just one example, right? And others, it's a conscious choice of, like, I really do want to take time to listen to other people's viewpoints and to be active in that listening and to come as much as I can from heart centered space and um, place of compassion. So I feel that. I also feel, just generally speaking, a really nice positive shift, guys. I know that on the 3D, the world stage looks a little nutso right now. I know that there's horrible things happening in the world right now. And as I say that, I'm needing to pull in some more air because I feel like some of you have some tightness in the chest. There's something going on in that heart to solar connection. We'll get there. But if you zoom out, guys, and if you observe from your little perch and you focus on self-love, a lot of this can become like, wow, that's really interesting that person said that, or that's really interesting that that's happening. Let me be curious about that, not passive. Let me be curious and dive into myself and how I connect to XYZ. And that's where we start, right? That's where we start. How are you guys doing since the last couple messages about getting messy with people? Have you found your person or people where you can really get messy with, get vulnerable, get raw, get emotional with? Because that's just going to be so crucial right now. The last thing I'll say before I pull cards is November 19th is when Pluto is coming back into Aquarius, and it's going to be here for the rest of our lifetime, guys. The rest of our lifetime. We're entering that age of Aquarius. And this full moon was that like deep, deep final purge. I felt it was quite grounding. How did you guys feel? I'm really curious. Um, but this week is huge. It's huge. It's quite literally the dismantle of the old, the start of the new. It is the more obvious observation of the divide that is happening. And so, what can we do in our healing to, notice that divide and then slowly but surely think long game of us coming back together into that unity consciousness? Okay. Thank you for listening to my spiel. I know that was long. Let's get 3 cards for the collective. November 18th to the 24th, please. 3 cards to support the collective's healing. How you guys doing? I was about to say I miss you, even though I was with you last week. Should we be doing a live soon? Is that why? Let me know in the comments. There we go. Alrighty, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm like, this week is so big. It's so powerful. I mean, I know I've said this a lot, but it is a crazy powerful time to be alive, you guys. Okay, here I go. I'm going to show before we prep for Reiki. Whew, all right, we got the 5 of Swords. We have the Emperor. We have the Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords, you guys. I know a lot of pain, a lot of transmutation right now is needed. Let's prep for Reiki. Whew. Let's sit, let's lie down, do whatever you need to do to just take a breath and tap into your body. And we're going to thank the Reiki for all the healing that's about to take place for the collective. Whew. Mm. I think for those of you where, like me, you felt like this full moon was pretty grounding, I mean, you've most likely done a lot of work. You've most likely been just kind of observing. Um, some of you, you might be feeling that, but you're a little bit like, well, wait a minute. I'm used to things being kind of chaotic. You're kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know, like this isn't normal. And I understood. Oh, I felt a really big twang in my heart when I said that. So that definitely hit someone. And for those of you where that's not the case, and we're working through shadow work and we're working through diving into the depths, still in this Scorpio season, um, remember this has been such a beautiful time to do that. So, if you're feeling dark night of the soul, if you're feeling like, will I ever get out of it? You absolutely will, guys. And I know that this is so much easier said than done from my side of the screen, but there is going to be a really, really big shift after all this release that we're having this week. Okay. And so just see it and feel it and trust it. Don't just wait for it, right? That's another way of us healing our masculine, right? Our sacred masculine is going to take inspired action. When we receive the messages, our masculine comes in and goes, awesome, that's the next step. And I'm going to calmly and passionately move forward in that with, lots of um, forethought, but with vigor, right? With energy. Mm. Okay. Now, when I tap into the cards, I feel a lot of the energy right now in the world that is needing to be right, needing to be right, needing to control. Okay, guys. So I think what's happening, what Spirit's doing is having me speak specifically to this group right now. There might be other threads, but know that on some level we all can think this, right? We can all think like, where am I trying to control things? Where am I trying to be right? Like, can I be wrong? How does that feel to be wrong? How does that feel in my body? I think for a lot of us, it doesn't feel safe, you know? And so if we can start to get to the point where we can feel safe in our body enough to get constructive criticism or to hear another viewpoint that we disagree with and kind of go, oh, I wonder, or even I totally disagree with them, but hey, you know, that's cool. Spreading love regardless, and I'm going to continue to focus on my path wherever you are, right? Wherever you are. But when I when I when I feel into this, you guys, this is feeling like very distorted masculine, distorted yang energy to me. It's feeling very, very much grasping for control, very much it feels fearful. It feels like it's deeply coming from a place of fear, but superficially it's coming forward with aggression and confidence. Um, so I don't know, if this is your story, or perhaps this is someone who's around you. Um, you know, what's interesting is this Page of Wands is, sparking this new passion, this kind of like what I'm getting with this is kind of like a beginner's mindset of passion. What does that mean? Like a beginner's mindset. Okay, well, I'll continue to feel into that as I tap into your chakras. Really interesting. And I even feel like when I say beginner's mindset, guys, how does that feel to you? That should be exciting, right? It should be really exciting. We're always a student. Yeah, so much in the crown. Some of you are really in your head. Some of you are taking your logic way, way extreme, and we're not quite tapping into our intuition as much. Hmm. Yeah, heart, solar. The solar that I'm feeling is very interesting. I'm feeling a little bit of sacral too, but the solar, I'm going to start there, just kind of bringing your attention into your navel, into your diaphragm. You can bring some breath there. Um, what's interesting is it feels like in this possible forced energy, in this possible reactivity. Let's call it reactivity type of energy, whether that's you or someone around you. It's literally pulling your power away from you. Okay. So, something I really like to say is when we judge another, we give power to the very thing that we judge. Okay. I know that it's very hard to love some things in this world, but if you can turn it into compassion, if you can turn it into not a holier than thou, I'm better than you. That's very different. But if we can turn it into I see them for the pain that they're coming from. I see them for the fear that they must be holding within them. I see them for that story I know about them from their childhood. Um, and man, I really see them and I understand them and I will love them in that space because I understand. Like, do you feel how different that is? That's not forced. That's not giving your power away. That's allowing them to go on their journey, whatever that may be. And you being able to just go, all right, well, I will hold space to the capacity in which it doesn't sacrifice myself. But that doesn't mean I can't hold space. And it doesn't mean that I can't be open to a conversation or a new viewpoint or, whatever this is. I know I feel like I'm going a little all over the place because I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of different scenarios right now. But solar plexus is definitely affected. Ooh, a little bit more from there. We also, last week before, have had some massive throat chakra releases. And so I think a lot of us are tired because there's been a lot of truth expression, like verbal expression to others. I know I've had some comments about, family situations, all sorts of things, right? So we might be really tired. We might be feeling how our solar plexus specifically has been affected, possibly by this throat chakra release, because the throat isn't speaking to me at all today, which is kind of cool. That means something's really moved. Mm. I'm just going to focus on clearing a little bit of crown, guys. And then I feel like we just need some really nice, like relaxing tinglies. How do you feel about that? Yeah, clearing that hornet's nest, as I like to call it, above the crown. Mm. Try not to force your breath, just nice big deep breath. There has been, whether you intended it or not, big release and big shift. And with this being a big week, don't forget to give yourself some time to integrate, okay? Don't forget to give yourself time to nourish, to rebalance, to rejuvenate. If you need some tools to regulate the nervous system, ground, start looking at my shorts. I have a lot of them, a lot of balance hacks out there. Mm. This feels so deeply spiritual, you guys. It feels so, it feels very deeply like connection to spirit and connection to self and connection to others. It's very connective, how we relate, how we can do that authentically, and how we can do it from love. I feel, I'm going to say it again, guys. I feel a lot of judgment in this card. So whether that's you or someone else, I think we can all step back and just ask ourselves, like, have I been judgmental? Like overly judgmental? Have I here's a great example. Have I heard just a tiny little thing about someone and have immediately gone to, oh, well, they must be XYZ, like this assumption thing. And then you started to judge them before you even knew them. Let me tell you from personal experience, humans are amazing, complex, beautiful, um, layered creatures. And trying to make them black and white is a little like what Emperor Reverse would be, a little controlling to help us feel safe. Um, yeah, just like opening the mind to possibility of, not completely judging a person right off the bat. Because there's some pretty awesome people on this earth. Okay. And I think in the end, we all just want to feel safe. We want to feel loved. We want to feel like we can, live our lives freely without judgment from others. I think we all can say that. Yeah. All right. So random and specific, but one of you has a cat or a dog who's just like providing a lot of comfort for you right now, or you might be just reminded, like, if you have a pet, you know, use that as a grounding technique too. Oh, there's nothing like a cat falling asleep on your lap, right? Okay, guys, this is beautiful. Let's take a big breath together. And as we hold it at the top, let's bring a white crystalline cleansing light through our body, okay? Whew, starting to get a little heat release. Okay. So let's relax the body. We're going to get all our air out. Big inhale in through the nose. Hold it at the top and feel the white coming down through your crown. Feel it fill up every single part of your body. Feel it vibrate in your cells. Feel it flow through your bloodstream. Feel it just really embody you completely. Feel that you embody the white crystalline light. Feel that you embody love. How can we embody love more? Wow. Let's exhale, push out what doesn't serve you. Embodying love more. I know that's such a general but also powerful term. I think what I'm getting from that, you guys, is before you think about just embodying love, I encourage you to really possibly journal or meditate or just reflect on, what does love even mean to you? What's your definition of it? Okay. So embodying love in everything we do, that can look very different for many different people. It can look different for every single kind of exchange. Okay. Wow. We're going to lock your energy up nice and tight, guys, into your solar plexus chakra. We're never putting on armor or guarding. We're saying what's mine is mine and what does not serve me, kindly stay out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this supportive. Okay, guys. Now, before we go, I do want to remind everyone about my new free offering. It's a free manifestation course. The link is down below. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, it's just completely free. It's something I've been developing for a really long time, and that I just feel really I feel very deeply in my body about it. And I'm just very excited to offer it to you. So don't forget that that's down there. All the information for my one on one work, my intuitive energy healings, my deep dive life coaching, if you're looking to really dive deep with me. Keep your eye out soon, guys, for a new group community, live group community forming. All right, more to come soon on that. All the other information about what I do is on my website. Feel free to check it all out below. Sign up for my newsletter if you'd like to, get a little bit more of my writings and nourishment that way. I'm sending you guys so much love. Think of all the beautiful possibilities this week. Think of what you do not want to bring with you when Pluto shifts into Aquarius, right? Don't force, just set that intention and go, you know what? That's not going to serve me in this new era. All right. And it is a new era. Okay. Guys, I love you so much. I will see you next time.